Okay.
Because I'm sure he wants to join. Hello, Jim. Yes. It depends. Wait, what group? Correct. Let me send you the Zoom link for that. What are you? We're having a bit of technical difficulties, so I'm going to send you another link to see if that one works. Sounds good? All right. Thank you. All right, Jim's on his way.
Jim who?
Stanfield.
Oh, Jim Stanfield. Great.
And that was all recorded.
We are recording.
I should take a peek at the agenda, huh?
Yes. Here for your convenience, I will post a copy of it into the chat.
Oh, great. Thank you. That will save me from having to try to dig it out of an email.
All right, I think I shall begin now. Call to order at 6:05. Quick roll call. Tom Cross, I'm here. Kristen is not here. Trish.
Present.
Hey, there's Jim.
Just
Jim
in time.
We were just doing roll call and your name just came up, Jim.
So I'm asking you to unmute, Jim.
So Jim is here.
I'm unmuted.
Excellent. And Sandra is not here. And we have Larry and Deborah today as a guest. That's fantastic. All right. Here is a copy of the minutes that I'm going to post into the chat. Let's just approve those real quick.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
All right, and I'll second since there's only three of us, small committee. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And aye. All right, the minutes are passed. All right, so the big things on the agenda are what we're going to do with the outreach. Kristen's been working on a flyer and it's been coming along really, really well. I don't know. I tried to log into the Canva account, but she might have been using her own Canva account to make it. So I couldn't access it to share today. So let's discuss what other, once that flyer is up and running, which I think
It's close.
Yeah, either like, yeah, Larry?
What are they going to do with the flyers?
That's what we're going to talk about next.
Oh,
well, that's what do y'all want to do with the flyers, Deborah?
What's on the flyer?
Like a
Like
brief explanation of what we are, what we do, the committees we have, and I think how our districts look.
You know, it came, you know, the outreach we did a year ago, May, where we had the outreach at the Red Barn and we had that 3x9 flyer. So it's kind of an updated one to that with a little bit more information, which we felt was needed. So, but LOCAC will see a copy of it prior to it being used.
Okay. I don't see a place on the agenda to talk about the things that I want to talk about. So do you want me to wait till the end where we do the comment part?
You know, depends. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I think we should be posting notices of our meetings on Nextdoor. And we could use the flyer, if there's a graphic on the flyer, and that would create a consistent look to the notices, but I think we should be saying, land use meeting tomorrow at blah, blah, blah. You know, and with the link, and transportation, because as you know, Tom and Trish, at my meeting yesterday for transportation, there was a comment from the community that said, we really miss being live and in person, and we want more community engagement. And so in order to get more community engagement, we're going to have to get more outreach, and Nextdoor gets a lot of traffic. So we should be putting out there on Nextdoor that we are having these meetings, when they are, how you can get there. And then to just continue on that subject, I would like to, and I'm glad you're here, Jim, I would like to see about once a quarter doing a live meeting at Sea Pines or the community center, whichever one is the best one for us. And possibly meeting people live and in person, and perhaps maybe getting a better turnout from the community. So that's going to take a little bit of money. I don't think it's going to take a lot, but.
So I'm sorry to interrupt. So Deborah, when you said once a quarter do a live meeting, do you mean a live LOCAC meeting?
No, I'm talking
Or-
about transportation.
Oh, so you
I'm
would.
just talking about transportation because.
So
where the
you're
comment
talking
came
about
from.
the committees doing each quarter doing a live meeting, maybe.
If they want. For me personally, I'm only speaking for my committee because I'm getting feedback from the community that we want to be able to show up and talk to you in person, and maybe even have a county representative there that we can speak to. So I'm willing to, test the waters and see if that even works. If some other committee wants to do that, then that would sort of be on them. We're still going to do Zoom meetings.
Take that a little bit further, Andrea, and I glad you brought it up. I think if you're having a meeting and you're notifying people about meeting, you need to tell them what's going to take place at that meeting. The agenda ought to be clear enough that people know that this is what we're going to be talking about at that meeting. If people aren't interested, they don't show. If they are, they'll be there.
Right. I would probably just send them to the LOCAC website with a link so that they could pull up the agenda.
And hello, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Hi, everyone. I figured I'd drop in and see how everything was going.
We are just discussing possibly committee meetings meeting in person, and advertising when meetings meet on Nextdoor and possibly other social media. Deborah didn't mention that, but if we're going to do Nextdoor, might as well do like the other big ones.
Yeah, I don't do social media personally, but I do look on Nextdoor because I look to see what people are talking about in case there's something that I need to respond to for LOCAC and transportation. So that's where I would start, but sure, all the other ones, whatever they may be.
Mhm.
And just to, have, as I said, test the waters to see if we do a live meeting, will people come? And I'm willing to test that out. So just want to throw that out there.
I'm pretty confident. Well, it depends. You could make a big event of it and it'd be fun and hopefully productive. Well, as fun as government work can be. What are people's thoughts about meeting in person? If anyone has any thoughts on that.
I think it's open.
I think it's open. I don't have any issues with it. I know we have higher attendance rate on LOCAC now that we've been on Zoom than we did in person. And I think
A lot
especially
easier.
with the weather we've been having this year, which is totally different than we've ever had. I think it's been nice to, on a rainy, stormy night, to do it on Zoom, but
Well, Larry, what do you think?
I would like to do it. I think in-person events are good. I went to an event last night at the Baywood Inn, and there was quite a turnout. You know, there's still people that wear masks
I was planning
You
to
know,
come, but didn't make it, sorry.
and stuff, but I was very surprised about the turnout. I am going to bring it up at our land use meeting, and see what the members there say. But I'm all for public meetings, or a mix of the both.
mhm.
If I have to be there with my laptop and turn it around so people can see, and I'm willing to make it a combination Zoom in-person meeting. I think though, and I agree with Nextdoor and the other social media things like Facebook. There's Lososo something Facebook um, that I think we could maybe get into, because we're not selling things. We don't talk political stuff. We're just local community. But
We
I
are
also
a
think
political organization, though, technically.
Yeah.
But carry on.
yeah, to also do out flyers at the post office, the community center, and the kiosk down at Second Street. Not everybody
Get out there for a
does
moment.
electronics. We all do. We all do. Which is good. But there's still some old town folks. We still have a post office box. We still get letters from folks instead of emails and everything. So we have to remember that and not just get focused on one thing. We've got to diversify and be as open to our community as we can, any way possible, every way possible. The electric sign down on Los Osos Valley Road and South Bay, somebody's got to call once a week, and ask them, just even if they put locac.info on it, that
Yeah,
would get people's attention. That would, and anyway, we can reach out to people and get them, if they have something to say or want something about the community, get in touch with us.
Good idea.
Well, I will be happy to go to Sea Pines in the community center and find out what the cost would be. I know I talked to Sea Pines in the past and they wanted to know how many meetings we were, like they were going to do a package deal for so many meetings. For my part, I'd rather meet on Zoom because it's a lot more convenient, but I do want to accommodate those people that are less comfortable on Zoom. And so once a quarter felt doable to me. And so I'll explore that with your permission, Jim, as treasurer, and I'll report back to you with what the cost is. And then maybe we'll make it an agenda item to
we have
discuss.
a budget that has budgeted for meeting room costs.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Also
Give us an
check with
estimate.
the also check with the Back Bay Inn. They have a nice little conference room.
Now, Back Bay or Bayview?
B&B,
Or
I
both.
think you're talking about, Larry.
Baywood Inn.
They would
They
bed and
would.
The one
breakfast, yeah,
across the,
new ones.
not
Yeah.
the Back Bay Inn.
It's where the
Yeah.
chamber's holding their meetings currently.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The Baywood Inn?
Mm-hmm.
Curtis is the president-elect. He's the manager of Baywood, so he makes space available.
Mhm.
Well, do you want to find out about Baywood Inn and I'll look into Sea Pines and then I think Trish said actually Sea Pines was cheaper than the community center and I'm sure it's nicer. because
They
have
were
some-
cheaper. I mean, before COVID, I don't know what the rates are now. Before COVID, they were substantially cheaper than the community center.
Well, I know for a fact that Sea Pines has some technical equipment, and I don't think the community center has any technical equipment.
They have
No,
PA equipment, but not broadcast equipment.
Well, like I was thinking like where you could hook it into your computer and show the agenda. You could show like the slides that I have that I showed last night for transportation.
Mhm. I think they do have that capability. Yeah, I think they do, but it's a little more difficult.
Right?
have to, like,
Can you
bring a
check on the
projector.
community center then, Tom, and I'll check on the Sea Pines and
Yes, I can. I'm on the board of the
You
community
can
center, so
do-
that should be easy.
well, yay. So then we'll all come back together and compare notes and see what's gonna work. And then, like I said, I'll test out doing a once a quarter live meeting. And it's probably gonna start slow. It'll take a little time to build up momentum, but you know,
All right.
people
So,
want to talk about what's happening on the transportation and the street, what's happening, you know, what issues they have with streets and
personally, I don't know why they need to go to a meeting. Just send us an email. It's as effective, at least to me, if someone sends me an email.
Yeah, me too.
well.
But hey, people like being their voice heard, which is absolutely understandable and fine by me. So I'm gonna reach out to the community center. Who's gonna reach out to Sea Pines?
I am,
Andrea.
Deborah.
and Jim
Deborah.
will do. Who's doing Baywood? Baywood Inn.
Sea Pines. Which one? What's it? Larry, or Trish, or Jim?
I'll talk to Curtis.
Jim's gonna do Baywood.
All right. Jim doing Bayview Inn or Baywood Inn.
Baywood, I think we decided.
All right. I just don't remember the name of the name.
Okay, well, that's all I had to bring up that that's my concept for outreach is, and to bring in the social media aspect. A lot of people talk on Nextdoor and sometimes the information they talk about isn't very accurate. So I would prefer that we have a presence there providing accurate information and also when our meetings are so that if people want to attend or zoom in, that they can do that.
Go back to a point I made earlier, Andrea, about if you're going to announce your meeting, I think you should put the agenda on your announcement. One more step to go find the agenda sometimes just makes it more difficult for people who aren't really computer savvy and bouncing around to try to get information easy for them. So the more one stop, if they get the information, I think it's helpful.
Okay, I'm not very,
I don't
I don't do very much social media, so I may need a little help really, putting that together, but I would like to have a consistent graphic. So anytime somebody saw that, they would say, oh yeah, that's a LOCAC thing.
There you go.
Well, we do have a logo, so if you just go ahead and use our logo and we can get that to you.
If we want someone to post on Nextdoor, would that be the communication officer's responsibility, or would it be an ad hoc responsibility? Do you think, or Trish's responsibility?
I can take it on.
You don't have to. It could be anyone. We
Yeah,
can
no,
decide
I mean,
together.
We don't have social media in our policies and procedures or our bylaws, so we don't have it assigned to anyone.
Should we work out the process for that? It seems like something this committee would be good for.
I think
Sounds like
outreach is who needs to work out the process, and then whoever does it can be assigned by outreach, but I do think it's an outreach. I mean, when we were doing stuff for the big event that May, it was all coming from outreach.
Speaking of that, Should we plan another one of those sometime soon, or should we wait till the next election?
What we talked about last month is that we would do it every other year.
Mhm.
So we will, I mean, I thought from our minutes, we showed that we would have it in 2024,
I believe that is correct.
May 2024. But yes, we agreed that it was worthwhile, a lot of work, but it was worthwhile and well received in the community.
Mhm. All right. Any further discussion on meeting in person or social media or anything related to that? Floor is open to the public or council members or non-committee council members.
I'm
Alright.
good, and unless there's a reason you want me to stay on, I'll probably step away, but I'm happy to stay if you feel like there's something I need to contribute to.
Well, the
I'm
next
sure we
thing,
can come up with the job for you, Deborah. Is easily done. Yeah. One more thing for you to do.
Yeah,
now I do not recall if we had regarding county supervisors meetings, if we've established an official point person or we were just like talking about it and that's only to bring to the general council.
What we were going to do with that is we were going to come up with the talking points. And after the talking points, it was going to be myself and one other that would go to the Board of Supervisor meetings to discuss what's going on. But we were going to develop talking points and outreach and then present those talking points to LOCAC.
All right. It was our responsibility to come up with some talking points before this meeting, wasn't it?
Yep.
And we didn't do that, did we? Or maybe I didn't, but you all did. Did you?
No.
All right.
okay, question.
Go for it, Deborah.
Beth, do you need me to stay for something you're gonna talk about?
Not necessarily. I was actually checking in to see what the status was. Is the water board going to do any presentations for LOCAC or any other of the community?
Deborah.
The water board's coming in April.
Okay.
They're doing the presentation they did for the BMC, but with a little less technical information. And they're also including the local area management program as part of what they're going to discuss. I'm actually meeting with them tomorrow. I'm meeting with James Bishop and his boss, Jennifer Epps, to talk a little bit about what they're going to say. And so if there's something that you want to bring to my attention, let me know.
I don't really think so. I mean, I feel like if their presentations in its form that it was in pretty much at the BMC, it's a lot of information. So I can see why they'd want to cut out some of that technical stuff. But yeah, no, I think it's great that they're going to do it. So would you expect a bigger turnout for something like that? And is it going to be during your normal meeting time in April?
It will be.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be during our normal meeting time, but in terms of turnout, I today spoke with the president of the Homeowners Association of Cabrillo, and I impressed upon him how important it is to have a big turnout. They're going to send out an email blast and also snail mail notices to those people who don't do email, to the entire community, letting them know that we're going to be having this discussion and that it's important information. Also, the fact that it will be recorded so they can, if they're not available at that time, they can go back and listen to it. So we expect to have a big turnout, and then we're going to be following up that April meeting with a straw poll to everyone in the Cabrillo Estates community to get a sense of how they took in that information.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's really all I wanted to get out of this. Is I was just going to try to get a sense of what kind of a jump off point there was from the water board meeting. And so do you know, is Bruce Gibson going to be at the one for LOCAC or?
He will be at the April LOCAC meeting. He is not available for the March LOCAC meeting.
Okay. Okay. So, but he'll be at that particular meeting for the
Yes.
water board. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna,
see if Monica Hunter, who's on the board of the Regional Water Quality Control Board, will also attend. She lives in Los Osos. So I'm gonna
oh
reach
yeah,
out to
yeah,
her.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that would be great. I
Awesome.
mean, I think, yeah, right now our biggest thing is just getting the community involved. I think that's really all we need to do. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'm not going to hang on any more than this. So, I look forward to chatting with you guys in the next meeting.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Bye.
Yeah, so just to let you know, I've been dealing directly with the homeowners association up here at Cabrillo because they're the ones that are going to be impacted regarding this report that's going to come in April from the Regional Water Board. They're basically saying that the nitrates from our septic systems are impacting the wells, not just the S&T well, but also the well that serves Cabrillo Estates. And so they're going to do a report with all the information about that. James is actually going to be the one doing it. And then they're also going to talk about the new requirement from the county that if you're up here and your septic fails, then you have to do this additional water treatment. It's like a mini wastewater treatment plant at your house, which they're going to talk about that as well. And so we're going to reach out to the community up here and see, how much interest there would be into exploring bringing the sewer up here. So that's where that's going. And that's why Beth is interested, because obviously it very much impacts their situation down at S&T.
Mhm. All right, back to outreach. Well, that was somewhat outreach related.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's my big outreach. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, thank you, Deborah.
All right, anything else? Questions before
I hate to volunteer you before you go, but given how well spoken you are, when we do get the talking points ready for presenting at county board meetings, would you be like the one who would like to partner with Trish to do that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And you can say no. I'm just saying right now.
No,
'cause
I'm
I
happy
like
to do that. You bet. Yeah, I want to
And
talk to
she
them.
is co-chair. She is co-chair. So
Yeah, I want to talk to those people.
excellent. So
No problem talking to those people.
that's basically all I'll have on the agenda. I was gonna hopefully finalize the flyer, but Kirsten's out of town, so it makes sense that we're not going to be able to do that. But we have some good action items. We're going to reach out to people regarding possible in-person meets, me for the community center, Deborah for Sea Pines, and Jim with Baywood Inn. We're going to brainstorm possible policy for how to manage our social medias or how to just make them in general. And we're actually going to this time come up with talking points to share with the county for those meetings. And I'll reach out with you maybe in like a week to just remind you to do that. Or
Like what kind of stuff are we talking about? Talking points.
well, I mean, I think what we were talking about at our last meeting is if we're going to go talk to the Board of Supervisors on a monthly basis, what are the 3 to 5 things? Because you only get 3 minutes, right? So what are the 3 to 5 things that we're going to talk to them about? And is it going to be a consistent message? Like, I mean, one of my things that I would like to know is process on our community plan, process on the habitat conservation plan, that we've been waiting, 3 to 5 years, what's the next step? So, I mean, so that's kind of what we're talking about. What questions are we, not questions, but what concerns are we going to bring up? Or are we going to make sure that we also have, look at what LOCAC has done, or look at what Los Osos has done in the past month? I mean, so there's going to be a various different talking points.
Okay, well, I have a talking point to add to your list, and that is background. Let me give you background. The Bicycle Advisory Committee creates the Bikeways Plan. The Bikeways Plan is for the county and lays out all the bikeway trails for the county, including Los Osos. The last time that Bikeways Plan was updated was 2016. Since 2016, the Board of Supervisors has ignored the Bikeways Plan. It needs to be updated. It needs to be updated so that we, Los Osos, can put our very important active transportation plans into it, because the committee, the bicycle committee, wants to convert themselves into an active transportation committee. Good, but that takes some political muscle for them to do. And then they'll be able to apply for grant money for active transportation projects, which we want, but we can't get unless the county supports us. So we want to sort of push this agenda item on the county and say, the bicycle plan needs to be updated. The Bicycle Advisory Committee needs to be turned into an active transportation committee. And if those things happen, then we here in Los Osos, because we're being very proactive on that active transportation aspect, can get our projects into the project list. If it's not on the list, they won't do it and they won't fund it. So we have to get on the list, and then we can go and get funding, and then we can make things happen. So those things need to happen. And I would very much like to talk to the county about making sure that they, it was because the conservatives didn't apparently care about bicycles. And so they completely ignored that committee, and they've been frozen out. But now that we have a new bunch of supervisors, I think that they're going to be able to get some headway.
Mhm.
That plan is supposed to be updated every 5 years. Every 5 years. And the last time it was updated was 2016.
All right. So I think that will have to be shortened to fit in 3 minutes.
No, that was for your information.
But I think that
My talking point is about
Mhm.
revising the bikeways plan, converting the committee to an active transportation committee. And
I have two.
Also,
Go for it, Larry.
I was just gonna say, in dealing with the supervisors, you have your 3 minutes. You can present papers and documents.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be able
Say
to
everything. Yeah.
say everything in the 3 minutes. I'm with the Active Transportation Committee. We have found this information. And here it is. It's all documented, and boom, that's what it is. So you don't have to condense it. Put it all in writing, give them all copies, or make it an electronic thing so they all have copies. And that's how you do it. So in this 3 minutes once a month, you can touch on several topics,
yeah,
and this is what's going on in Los Osos. Here's all the documentation for it, or here's the written part of it, that can go on and on and on.
I have an idea.
Which
It
is
seems
much
to me like
better.
before we get
Trish's idea, the reports, they're not going to give you an update every month on those reports, because things don't move that fast.
Right.
But you're keeping it in front of them,
Mhm.
and keep pushing it along, and so that's why you want to show up every month, so that you're there, but that 1 minute,
Yeah.
and then Deborah's thing is 1 minute. and here's all the documentation and, and just keep it in front of them.
Having a possible idea. Do you think it'd be feasible for when Kristen or our communications officer asks for newsletter items, we also ask for things we would want to say at the county soups meeting? So we just have that list of bullet points and a stack of documents that we can regularly ask the council and present to the board of supervisors.
Yeah, sure. I
I
think that's a
that's a
good.
great idea.
Excellent. Yes.
But since you're
Deborah's
talking
got a
about
bull with a
that,
horn.
Jim, then
Yeah, I
Deborah.
think Deborah's got a bull with a horn, and I think she needs to write it. Because I think to wait until we get our talking points all together before she can appear before him and make this pitch for her active chance and an update of the bicycle. I think that needs to happen right away. I mean, that's too important. Just let's see.
yeah, thank you, Jim. I would actually arrange it so that I would bring it up and then I would have other people from that bicycle committee showing up on the same day,
Good.
and one after the other going up there and saying, this needs to happen. This, we need to revise. This is very important, and really lay it on thick.
Mhm.
There's lots of pieces to it. And
Yeah.
different people talk to different pieces.
Yeah. So on that, Tom, you were saying the email asking for information for the newsletter.
Yeah.
You
You
were
know, like
mentioning that. I'm glad you said that because it reminded me of something I did want to say today. And that is, I do not think we should be putting opinion pieces in the newsletter. I don't care whose opinion it is. I don't think we should be posting opinion pieces on our newsletter.
Agree.
If people want opinions, they can go to the Tribune, they can go to,
Or just come to our LOCAC meeting. They'll hear them all.
they can go
That's
to
it.
wherever, but they shouldn't be getting that from our newsletter. Our newsletter should be informative and fact-based as much as possible.
Mhm. I think it's a good idea. And I've put that in the notes and I will make sure to let Kristen know. Or whoever is in it. Go for it, Larry.
One other thing to put in the notes or something, because I heard emails again. I know we have a email list that this notice goes out to. One, I've never received it.
Well, then you need to get on our website, hit our little thing and say, I want to be added.
Okay,
The newsletter, you never got the newsletter?
no, or I see it secondhand. Also, I would like I know my committee members on land use and all the public members that come to land use, I would like to get their names on this email list.
Well, Larry, all you have them do is go onto our website. On the main page, it says, you want more information on LOCAC, sign up here. Have them all do that, including yourself.
Okay, I'll try it. I think I've done that before, but I'll try it again.
Yeah, try
Yeah,
again.
you know,
because
Larry,
it-
what
Go ahead,
happened
Deborah.
to me is it was going into my spam folder or social media. It wasn't coming into my regular inbox. It was being separated out by Google. And I didn't know that.
Okay, I've had that
So
happen.
you might look for it in some other spots because it might be coming, but you're just not seeing it.
I've had that happen. I request from the outreach committee, when you send that out to somebody personally, send me an email or call me or something and tell me it's been sent, so I know what to look for. It only happened once,
You
But I'm
mean
asking
you want us to tell you when we send out the newsletter?
Yep. Just one time, so I can go
Okay.
look for it,
So you can go look for it. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
happened to me.
you
That's
know.
when Sandra was doing it. When Sandra was doing it, I kept saying, I'm not getting this newsletter. Where is it? And so she told me, oh, I just sent it out. And then I went and looked for it and it was like hidden in one of those other folder things that.
Okay. I mean, I'll look for it. I'll look for it, But again, I'm trying to expand our email list, and figuring out how to get everybody,
That's
know,
great.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
on there,
The more, the better.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, another thing on the action item was I was gonna write something to put on the electric sign because Jim and I are in Rotary and it's a Rotary sign, so
Oh,
we can get stuff on it pretty easily.
Because you can't really read the sign, you only see it when you stop at the light there for a minute, to me, just curiosity, like locac.info,
Yep.
Tech.info, get involved locally. That's what I had
Yep.
picture
Yeah.
in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
or just that, what is it? And then people will be curious and they'll type it in and that's what it is. Okay.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking I've got me some signs on the street, little, what do you, for sale signs or something, but they're to raise money for the Quest Inlet. And I was thinking, gosh, if I had some of these, I'd put them around the neighborhood, just locac.info, and people would see that and they'd, what is that?
Good idea, Larry.
They do it just out of curiosity. I think that's great.
Yeah, or tell them, they win something if they go to locac.info.
It's like
Yeah,
a lottery.
Yeah, because at our May event, they got an ice cream cone if they did
There
something
you-
with LOCAC.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
know, but Doc Bernstein's has gone out of business. I don't know if I'll be having ice cream this year
Oh,
or next year.
oh man.
Yeah. Darn.
There's other ice cream places, don't worry.
All right. Is 6:45. Any further open comment? Or any further comment on any action items? All right. I like an early meeting. Does that sound good to everyone else?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Very good meeting, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll reach out regarding the things we talked about and keep thinking about the flyer.
Oh,
Alright.
and the other thing too, somebody sent me an email with this meeting on it yesterday or the day before yesterday. And it was great. And for the other committees that we have, Deborah, send me an email 2 days
Okay.
before 2 days before your meeting.
Okay,
It was me. I sent you the email.
I
Yeah,
know. Thank you,
thank you.
Tom. I
Good
didn't
work.
know, and that's why I'm here tonight because you sent me
Yeah.
that email.
So
It
the,
works.
the
Yes.
Google Groups works, but it's not the same thing, as an email.
Right.
Good
Well,
point.
I used the Google Groups to send
Yeah,
it out to.
Yeah, he
I don't-
basically sent it
that's
through
fine.
Google Groups.
Whatever works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom's going to teach me how to do Google Groups because I still like
It's
It's really easy.
terrible at that.
You know what? Bring down a glass of wine. I'll teach you in 1.3 seconds.
I'll bring a bottle.
Bring
Right.
it
And you can teach.
But the
Wait a
day-
minute, I need some of that too,
Yes, come on over.
Can I come over? Yeah.
Absolutely. The more the
absolutely.
merrier.
That sounds like a blast.
Wow, I
But
think
yeah,
we need some tutorials here.
I just
Okay,
use
right.
Google Groups to like.
I want to apologize for calling you Andrea. I couldn't tell who it was.
Oh, I know,
I've
because my
never-
hair's up.
I've never seen you with this hairstyle.
I know, because my hair's up.
Oh yeah,
There you are.
Deborah and Andrea both have those
Yeah.
horn rimmed, not horn rimmed, but those kind of style of glasses.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay. Good night,
fantastic.
guys.
Thank you,
Have a good
John.
night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.